Can't be sleeping, keep on waking without the woman next to me. Guilt is burning, inside I'm hurting. This ain't a feeling I can keep, so blame it on the night. Don't blame it on me, don't blame it on me.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free?
We've got an electric crowd here in Golden State's Oracle Arena. We've got the Utah Jazz facing the Golden State Warriors. Welcome to 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. So on the floor for Utah, Favors and Gobert, the shot-blocking duo inside. And it's Hayward, and it's Hood, and at the shooting guard. Here is Hayward. Gobert, the screen. Hayward against Barnes. And it's out of bounds to the Jazz as Utah retains possession.
And how about Harrison Barnes, the Black Falcon? I mean, he was a high school phenom in Ames, Iowa, and a lottery pick back in 2012 after 2 seasons at Carolina. Remember also in high school, he was a teammate of Dougie McBuckets.
Now here's Curry. Rudy Gobert missing his last shot. And so the ball out of bounds. Gobert touched it last.
Remains Golden State ball.
Up top, Curry. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Curry's got the opening field goal of the game for the Warriors. Harrison Barnes, of course, went to North Carolina, grew up as a huge fan of former Tar Heel Michael Jordan.
Yeah, you know, interesting, his mother started taping Jordan's games on the VCR years before he was born. His given name, Harrison Bryson Jordan Barnes. How about that for a factoid?
I didn't know that.
Nor did I.
And he hits the bucket.
Excellent feed from Steph Curry.
And now, just over a minute played here in the first. Outside Favors. There's a screen. Green against Hayward. And in an era where so many guys take the money and run, Gordon Hayward did the best he could to live up to his new contract. Clark, last year, a 4-year max deal signed heading into last season.
Yeah, and the way max contracts work nowadays, even the upper mid-tier guys are getting them. A trend that will probably continue, at least in the near future. I don't like it, though. There are only a small number of guys that are really max contract players in the NBA.
Here's Curry. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. Curry with another miss. Jazz have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started.
And when you get back to Hayward, last year his points per game were way up. But really impressive, his shooting percentages. Were way up. That's a big step forward, I believe, in his development.
And here's Barnes for 3. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2. So it's Utah now, trailing by 4. Nato dishes it to Hood. Wide open shot is on the money.
You know, on the topic of whether Hayward is a true max prospect, he did some things last year to at least argue that he is. He was stronger, a lot more aggressive going to the rim. His defense improved, too. He'll need another year of development like that to silence the doubters.
Hood can't get it to go.
I tell you what, folks, I bet he won't miss that shot next time he takes it.
Thompson with the bucket.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Hayward on the way. Favors with the screen. Here's Hood. Kept alive. Gobert dishes to Favors. Here's Curry. Pass to Bogut. And so he draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot 2.
That's his first.
And despite some of the injuries over the years, Andrew Bogut one of the game's best shot blockers, averaging well over 2.5 a game in his career. And Greg, he protects the rim like few others can. A rugged player.
And in last season, almost 3 block shots per game. And with all the offensive firepower around him, I think it really allows him to play to his strengths. That's why having a great team is about pieces of the puzzle fitting. He's a terrific piece for this group.
Kicks it to Curry. From outside the arc. Cannot hit. And it's Utah the other way.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Burke with it, and Curry picks him up defensively. Hood kicks to Gobert. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andre Iguodala. That's his first foul. And some changes here for the Warriors. Spates comes in for Andrew Bogut. And it's Rush in for Klay Thompson. Utah also making some changes. Lyle comes in for Derek Favors. And it's Joe Ingles in for Gordon Hayward.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
3-on-3. Iguodala kicks to Spates. The shot's good on the assist by Iguodala.
Whether by design or accident, that was a very high-quality shot they created.
Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with head coach Quinn Snyder. Doris, what do you have to say?
He told me he's a fan of Andre Iguodala, especially the way he's developed his outside shot. He said that was one weakness. He could do everything else, pass, handle, and finish. And boy, what a defender. But now that he's developed that jump shot, there are really no weaknesses in his game. Guys, that makes it awfully tough to deal with a guy who can impact the game in that many ways. Back to you.
Thanks, Doris. And he gets the bucket.
How about that move? Is this guy special or what? Just love watching him operate inside.
Here's Hood. He's covered by Iguodala. Hood kicks to Ingles. Hood, the pass to Burke. Here's Wiles. Here's Ingles. That 3 off the mark. Outside, Green. Misses off the left iron.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Burke dishes to Gobert. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Plain one-hand flush. I love it.
Clark, I think he got a few more inches on his vertical by going with the spike.
Yeah, the one hand lets you get up higher.
No doubt about it. At least it looks like that from this angle.
Hood kicks to Burke. And it's all evened up. Burke's got his first basket.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
And that concludes a high-scoring first quarter with both teams tied up. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California.
And I can't quit, all I know is HBK, yeah, you know how we. And I can't quit, all I know is HBK, yeah, you know how we.
And Steph Curry, a player within the gym range, told us about his comfort stretching the floor.
Anywhere 5-6 feet outside that three-point line, if I have a dribble, if I catch and shoot, if I have a good look, I think Coach will allow me to take that shot. And it's tough to guard, especially when you see a couple go in. That basket gets a lot bigger.
was going to say, Greg, how big must that hoop look to Steph Curry? And tough broad, it might be the understatement of the day.
I mean, he is just an insanely great shooter. I mean, arguably, I don't think there's an argument. He's the best shooter in the world. The argument is whether or not he's the best shooter ever. And listen, I can imagine there's very few times that Coach Kerr is not going to allow this splash brother to let her rip.
Sean Livingston for three.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out is this game.
This is almost like a volleyball game when you watch just how many shots they blocked or altered.
Well, how about this? A lot of side out for them, the way they swatted shots away. That's a volleyball term, by the way, folks.
Yeah, or handball.
Like or handball.
Yeah, either one of the two. They're knocking a lot away.
Yeah.
On the wing, Thompson and Iguodala. Harrison Barnes is out there with Maurice Spates, and it's Livingston in at the 1 spot. That's the group for the Golden State Warriors to start the second quarter. Here's Bogut. Rebound, Utah. For so long, there has been this mindset that Golden State wins through offense, but their defense, you know, Gia, you were talking about this, is where the true strength of this team lies.
Yeah, I think that's what's really allowed them to separate when you look at the rest of the league. I mean, they led the league in opponents' field goal percentage last season, and some nights the shots weren't falling, but the defense always showed up.
Iguodala, no good.
Well, he's not necessarily a strong inside presence, but he needs to polish those chances off.
Here's Johnson. And the go-ahead bucket, no good.
And you know, with the Warriors, it goes beyond the stats. High character guys, tremendous culture. They had a lot of guys that could guard multiple positions and defend them well. That was a big reason they became champs.
And you just look at this Warriors roster, and there are tons of defensive playmakers. That ability to switch everything and be fine is what made them so tough on the defensive side of the ball.
And Utah has possession. It's a three-point game. Cans it from downtown. Johnson's got his first 3 points of the game.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
Pass to Favors. Johnson the screen. Nato, he's covered by Iguodala. Booker in the corner. Here's Favors, and it's sent back by Bogut. Nato, chance there to take the lead, missing. Warriors have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Thompson outside. Again, the miss by Thompson.
Even against solid defense, he's still going to try to continue to make that shot.
And I wouldn't bet against him in that situation the next time out.
Iguodala with the steal. Here's Livingston. And again, no good by Golden State.
That's some more rugged play from them inside. They have a decent edge in rebounds thus far.
And all that hard work on the boards needs to continue because that potentially may swing the game.
Now here's Hayward. And a miss there on the triple. And for Andre Iguodala, last year was a first in 758 games. Up until then, he had not once ever come off the bench.
Yeah, he'd been a starter throughout his 10-year career, every single game, Kevin. Then last year he came off the bench in every game. Big adjustment for the veteran, but he made it well.
Johnson's shot is off.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
Thompson with the bucket.
Thompson.
Thompson's got 6.
I like the recognition of the mismatch there, immediately making the defense pay. And getting back to Iguodala last season, not only did he come off the bench for the first time ever, but he really thrived in doing so. Playing the fewest minutes per game of his career, he was able to avoid some of the nagging injuries that had plagued him in the past. And so he could stick around to help the Warriors assemble that franchise record of 67 wins last season.
You know, for Iguodala at this point in his career, it's just about winning. He's had a couple of large contracts. He's made multiple All-Star teams, but now it's about rings for him. And he got one.
When you think about Sean Livingston, you think about the career that might have been an absolute rising star after being taken Clark fourth back in the 2000.